One and two and three and four and five. And we are live, live from the beautiful forest, beautiful reselling forest of Cleveland, Ohio, coming at you from deeper part of the forest where animals are cruel and don't like anyone who hustles. Welcome back, everyone, to the new edition of Hustle and Grind. Whoever doesn't like hustlers and grinders, life. I know, guys, I know I'm interfering with flipping in easy right now. It's very important. I'm interfering with flipping in easy, legendary life. Hall of Fame, flipping in easy with John and Jenna right now, doing their stuff. Guys, go watch actually the Hall of Fame live. OG guys, original gangsters of reselling world, flipping in easy, and then you can rewatch this unnecessary cardio, hustling cardio and grinding life. On today's episode, guys, we're gonna discuss the future of the replenishable business along with the future of eBay. Guys, it's very important to start the life on the right foot. If you don't agree, guys, hit the dislike button. I actually intentionally hit dislike button on this live myself. And on every video that I do, guys, I do dislikes. It's actually normal type of behavior, guys. You cannot give yourself a like. It's considered to be narcissistic. So, guys, what you need to do when you do your own videos, lives and podcasts, you need to hit dislike, button instead of like. Because if you hit like on your own, it's kind of not fair, guys, because of course, you may like your own creation, but don't be like, thinking only about yourself. So hit dislike, let other people hit the like button if they like it actually, that's gonna be fair game. You have to play fair, guys, by the rules. You cannot, hit the ball into your own goal. It's not, fair to do that. It's not normal. So that's why, guys, hit the dislike. As usually it's normal type of situation. If I miss anyone's comments, guys, I will be getting to them soon, guys. Today, unfortunately, it's very cold in Cleveland all of a sudden. It's only 55 degrees after the big rain from yesterday's storms. And prayers, guys, prayers actually very important to pray. Don't forget from my last life, I always tell you to talk to God. When you wake up, guys, start your morning by thanking God that you're waking up, that you can breathe, that you can walk. Say a prayer in different things, like different books, Bible. And in my case, I also read Jewish Talmud. Guys, Jewish people read Talmud, which is similar to Bible. That's how it is. But that's important, guys, for me personally. I always wake up and thank God. I say, thank you, God, that you woke me up. Thank you, God, that I can walk. Thank you, God, that I can breathe. And I say it numerous times a day, like before I go to do cardio. I talk to God all the time, guys. It's very important to be in touch with your inner feelings of, praising the Lord, guys. You have to. I actually recently talked to the Beans with a woman. She's a reseller, and she was very supportive of my prayers. She said, you carry even small book with you, Jewish book, in your pocket to pray. Even before the Beans rotations, guys, I do different type of rituals. I pray, like I will sit on the car and pray, and come into the building, pray for everyone's safety. Because nowadays, you know how it is. It's crazy, crazy world out there. You never know what kind of thing can happen. So you say, please, Lord, uh, you know, please, Lord, be kind, and please be watch over, over all those people who are inside the beans. Please make sure that nothing bad happens. And then you say amen, guys. You have to say amen all the time, guys. That's very important part of life. If you don't, guys, I'm not gonna be angry at you. If you don't believe in God, guys, it's always preaching, guys. You have to understand where we're all coming from, guys. You're all coming from onto this earth, you know, and grow up, and then you choose your path, right? You choose how you want to live, and then of course there comes social media and YouTube, and people who preach different types of things. Some will be good, some will be narcissistic, some will be bad guys, and it's sometimes it's your choice, right, to subscribe or unsubscribe, watch or not watch, and that's God's given choice. That's the reason God gives you the choices to select from, and that's why, guys, it's very important to be inside of your inner heart, to be always, preaching and talking about dear Lord, that is watching us above, yes. And even though, there is nobody's perfect, we all commit sins. But God eventually understands why. And He's the only one who can judge you by your decisions. Nobody else in reality can. So that's why, guys, it's important, to always be present with your feelings. Always be supportive of everyone, guys. Don't be like, being like bad individual and think about only yourself. Think about other people, guys. There's always a saying, guys, if you're kind to someone else, it's gonna come around and you're gonna get the same treatment. But if you're bad to someone else, like some narcissists, it's gonna come around eventually and bite you in the ass, like the person you are. And that's actually true, guys. I've seen that happen to people. Even if people don't believe that, there is a thing like that, guys. But enough of that boring religious. Let's talk about boring reselling, guys. People actually don't understand how important everything is in life. That you guys wake up every day with a thought, what am I gonna do today? Like, for some people, it's easier to establish their businesses, not just reselling or other businesses they're doing, because sometimes, guys, there is, of course, proper plan, business plan in place, correct? And we can all agree on that. But sometimes, like in my case, guys, doing everything by myself, it's difficult to coordinate everything because of so many things that I have to do during the day. So now, when I do cardio, I'm mostly trying to do it reseller cardio sessions towards the evening, guys, because in the morning I have to catch up, and sometimes I don't have time, and I rush. I walk a lot, actually. I do so many steps. I calculated one day. I did like, I think, over 20,000 steps, which is actually, someone told me it's not that much. I said, man, 20,000 steps. It's a lot of steps. I lost and I don't eat now because I'm nervous. So if I'm nervous when I'm like in my reselling mode, when I'm nervous, I stop eating. Like I will eat only once a day and drink Gatorade like this all day, to stay kind of hydrated, because with hydration sometimes it's an issue, because when I'm nervous and stressed, at least drink something, guys. In my case, I drink water or Gatorade, because if I drink those bad Coca-Cola drinks, or Sprite, or those sugary drinks, those are not good for you, guys. Only younger generation actually can process those types of drinks easier. But when you're over 40, it's not a good idea, guys, to drink those. My doctor recently told me that a lot of sugary drinks create issues with everything in your, body, and it's not good, guys. So you have to drink more water, guys. Water has 0 calories. So there was actually on YouTube there was a video of person, the guy who goes to the gym all the time. He's very good with his regime. He's not a reseller, but he does the videos about how many people are obese in this country. And I was in a state of shock, because people, don't try to exercise much. They sit on their butt, and sometimes they don't have any other choice, and they don't exercise, don't do cardio, eat unhealthy, drink unhealthy. And someone told me recently, like, there is gonna be a time when it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass, because if you drink those bad drinks, sugar, sugar on top of sugar. Some people think diet is good, but diet actually may be good because it has 0 calories. But also, guys, this stuff is not good for you. So that's why, guys, when I'm in my morning routine, when I try to do reselling stuff and I don't sleep a lot, which is also not good because I'm stressed. So when I have anxiety and stress, I don't sleep normally. So I will sleep for 3 hours. Then my brain cannot catch up with my body because I'm trying to walk and do everything fast, but my brain is still sleepy, and I'm trying to drag it into the consciousness of normal energy, guys. It's very bad for you, believe me. I've tried it already for many years, and it actually caused a lot of issues, right now with my health. And that's why people what they tell you that reselling on your own is very difficult. Those people watch those people and listen to those content creators because it is difficult, especially if you're trying to achieve so many things at the same time that your body and your brain cannot physically do that, even though you want to push yourself. And I've done that, guys, for many years. And with all the cardio and exercising and stuff that I'm doing, side hustles, it catches up sometimes, and your body doesn't respond anymore to look at the beautiful stream, guys. Here we're gonna go down and enjoy the stream instead of sitting on your butt all day. That's what I'm always trying to do to relax. Even though today I see no people because it's so freaking cold, that all people hiding today in the house, they didn't come to the forest. So we're gonna be chilling, guys, ourselves, because I usually stay here until it's dark and relax. Let my body relax, guys, because my body has been through a lot lately. It's been through a lot of stress. And that's why, guys, when I watch your content sometimes, I try to make certain humorous videos, which I'm going to be doing more in the future, to kind of, pinpoint certain things and pinpoint certain, topics, because look at how beautiful the stream is. Look, guys, my mom who had a birthday on Saturday, and we went yesterday to celebrate her birthday. I actually reserved a very good place for her because she turned 80 years old. And my mom is very also stressed by looking at me. My That's why reselling live, guys, and my channel, Reseller Live, for your parents is stressful when they see you being stressed so much that my mom had tears when she was talking to me on Saturday, guys, and I really left very stressed from her place, and I realized that, you know, your parents are the only ones who see what is happening, and they're very, very, nervous. I don't have my dad anymore, so my mom is the only one. That's, sometimes, guys, you have to listen to your parents while they're alive, because nobody else gonna have the same types of feelings towards their children except their parents, because you know when your parents are still alive, make sure, guys, to always visit them. Make sure to always call them. You realize it later in life how important it is. You know, I wish at the times, guys, that when my dad was still alive, I would have spent more time with him. But that's how life goes, guys. You know, unfortunately, it didn't happen the way that I was thinking. You know, at the time. But that's why, guys, you eventually learn that it's very important to always, you know, respect your relatives, your parents, because those are the people who sometimes you say, you know, are relatives because all people are different, have different families. They don't care about you, you know, but at the same time, guys, your parents do all the time. It doesn't matter. For your parents, you're always going to be that little kid that you were born from your mom and dad. You're going to be always their little kid. And they're going to always, you know, be stressed when you're stressed. When you tell them how everything is, and they're going to be very stressed out, you know, and you get stressed too. But that's why I guess what you need to do, guys, is, of course, do something that will make you feel better, right? Even though, you know, we all get older and time flies really fast, guys. You know, time flies so fast, guys. It's unbelievable. Sometimes you look back and think about things that you could have done differently, but sometimes this comes and like goes, and you think to yourself, why? You know, I didn't do something differently at the time, and then the time goes away, and that's it, guys. I know, guys, it's a very, very difficult, very, very difficult subject. But you know, I was very excited, you know, to see my mom very happy when she was with me this weekend, and she enjoyed her birthday, and you know, and everything that you know, you share your things with your mother or your father, more with your mother, because your mother will love you so much that she will understand even slight, slight thing that happens to you, you know. And that's why I guess it's very important to always be connected to your parents, you know. Sometimes you don't hear that in the content, of course, right? Because everyone is, you know, doing their thing, busy with their life, families. Some people have large families. They have to take care of everyone because kids grow fast and eventually you get old. So kids eventually leave and you get old. And you know who is gonna take care of you when you're gonna get old? You think your kids will? Maybe for someone, it may be the right answer. But you never know, guys, how it turns out eventually, right? That's how it's precious. Always remember how precious the life is. Now back to reselling topics, guys. You know, recently there was a lot of interesting videos about replenishables again, guys. You know, the word replenishable, guys, for me means nothing. Sorry, guys, that I offended people who love replenishable people, but we cannot divide, right? We're in a union. We cannot divide ourselves into different unions. We have to kind of be humorous about this kind of situation, not get angry because I don't like to get angry, guys. You know me, how I am. When I get angry, my heart rate goes up. I'm like stressed. I'm very like um, become very how do we say this word? Unpredictable. So it's very good, guys, sometimes for me to release my anger through humor, and it actually helps, guys. You know, sometimes I'll come over here, you know, and go around the stream, look in the water, guys. You know, enjoy it, all the beautiful flow of the water. Enjoy everything about it, guys. You know, it's very important part that you need to be concentrating on. But you know, guys, actually, I'm gonna be like, you know, not really stressed right now because I come here, release the stress a little bit, then come back, do other exercises at home with dumbbells, And then, of course, I need to concentrate, guys, on our main topic is, of course, reselling magic. Magical reselling, guys, is always needed, guys, right? Because sometimes people tell you, like, this reselling doesn't work. This reselling, they don't know. Guys, you see, that's actually very good stuff. They don't know, guys, your situation. So they will always be, thinking about you doing things that they will say are not correct. But we're not gonna name the names, guys, because people are upset when we give out names, guys, on live podcasts. People don't like it, guys. It's not really respectful, right? To give out a lot of names. So we're gonna say John Doe and John Smith. But I want to talk to you guys about, yesterday I was thinking about like this silent tape, and I was thinking, man, silent tape sounds kind of good idea. Maybe I need to call companies and find out what's gonna be something like this to create also, for me. So we're gonna have a lot of competition right away, guys. One person creates silent tape, another person creates silent tape, then someone else who creates silent bubble wrap, and silent what is that? I forget the name of that knife, the box knife, silent box knife. Yeah, so all those shipping supplies, guys, in my opinion, can be made silent. So we're gonna start on that direction and then move forward to create something else, guys. We're gonna move forward to create other replenishables, guys, because for me, guys, replenishables, of course, are not really something that gets me too excited. But guys, the actual business dictates. If you went to business schools, see, that's a humorous way of approach, guys. If you went to business school, guys, replenishables, of course, will be a big topic, in a textbook. People will talk to you, teachers, professors will talk to you and tell you that, to move with your life and your business, you need to think about, the future of reselling. And that's why, it's important, guys, to talk about markets that will make you stable in your business, guys. That's stable, guys. Stableness. See, guys, there is a lot of beautiful plants on the other side of the river. This river, guys, is very angry sometimes, especially today because it's gotten cold. You guys, in Cleveland, it's like sometimes it will be 85 and next day will be like 49. So today is one of those days, guys. It was very, very warm this weekend, but today the weather decided that's it. The summer is over. It's time to go back into, snow mode and wait for the snow to arrive, guys, That's how it is. But don't swim in here, guys. I don't recommend. I tried one time to swim in here, guys. It's people kind of were upset that I was not able to move freely, hitting myself on rocks while trying to do freestyle swimming. It's difficult to move in those waters, guys. And it's deep, guys. If you're gonna try to swim in here, guys, you need to learn how to swim because it's too deep. You gotta eventually, if you don't know how to swim in here, guys, you may drown in here. It's not an easy test, guys. See, those are stones that you can do diving. Diving actually is not allowed here, guys. If you wanna dive, you can use this area right here and dive, but do it on your own risk, guys. Do not dive into the stones. I don't recommend it. Dive into the water, please, this way, and dive with your legs first. Do not dive Do not dive into here, guys, with your head first. It's not a good idea to do, guys. With your legs first, it's kind of doable. You will still be kind of okay. But with your head first diving in here, guys, it's gonna be very difficult to predict the outcome. You know, you may not be able to swim after that. In fact, you're not gonna be able to swim after that at all, most likely. Sorry, guys. I know. It's kind of one of those situations. But it's the fresh air. You know why it's so important to come out and have fresh air? It's because it fills your body with oxygen, guys. Because when you sit constantly on your butt and do reselling without going out for like 3 hours and breathe in oxygen, your body will tell you, listen, I'm tired of this crap, you know, that you're sitting on your butt all day. Just go, you know, outside, breathe some oxygen, you know, do exercising. That's very good for you, you know. Don't like sit around. Doesn't matter how many listings you did. Just go outside. If you do one listing, that's okay. You know, it's fine. I mean, that happens. That's life. Just go enjoy, you know, the nature, the oxygen, the leaves, the trees, because you know that's how it is, guys. You need to do it, otherwise, you know, it's gonna be not enough time. You know, you're gonna always be like sitting, you know, in your chair or wherever you list and do your reselling stuff and not come out outside to enjoy, you know, the the sounds and the sound of nature, breathe the fresh air, guys. Think about opportunities that you're gonna think about when you're gonna be 120 years old. That you never went out and were sitting until you're 120 in a chair listing on eBay, guys. Can you imagine sitting at 120 years old and doing those listings on eBay that probably will not exist by then? Think about it. You're still gonna think it exists, guys. You're still gonna get used to eBay existence. But who knows, guys? Maybe eBay will exist until robots will roam the earth by themselves with no people, with no humans. Who knows how it's gonna be? We cannot look into the future. We can only make assumptions, guys. By the way, the title of this live, Scumbag, Hustler, Grinder, um, Reseller, Live, or whatever I named it. I only remember that I put Scumbag in there. It's actually true, guys. You know, that's how it is. That's what dictates our passion for reselling, guys. You know, that people realistically, you know, think that me as a reseller is not a good thing. You know, they think that I'm a scumbag. I'm like, you know, you are taking people's stuff and selling it. You know, how could you do that? Who allowed you to do that? You know, that's why, guys. That's what's happening nowadays. You know, people who don't like resellers actually are the people. It's like similar way of someone not liking other professions, guys. I know I talked to one guy recently, said he doesn't like attorneys because they're all scumbags too. Said all attorneys are scumbags, only thinking about money. They're not trying to, you know, but very few, very small amount do. Especially, guys, attorneys will charge you much more than resellers can charge for any type of product. So that's a big difference, guys. Attorneys can charge you per hour like the same amount for just one person that some resellers can make probably in a week. The same amount, guys. So see, people don't realize that, and they think like, you know, resellers like me who sell $5 items are bad. You know, $5, $3 with free shipping. Come on, think about it, guys who don't like resellers. How much negative profit I'm gonna make? Think about all the bad things, you know, the kind of funny stuff, right? It's not like he's making a lot of money, he's losing it, but we're still gonna hate on him. Guys, that's why it's very interesting how people think nowadays. I think that that comes with ability of people to look through certain videos. Probably they think when they look at the videos of certain content creators that go to garage sales with camera turned on non-stop, it's like for them it's not a good thing. You have to be. They look at it and think, oh, that's boring kind of crap. By the way, more boring reselling videos are coming on this channel, guys, for all the people who like resellers. Gonna be more, guys, more and more and more. Guys, how I am. I don't care, about this kind of crap. So of course I can put up like 20 videos of this kind of stuff, with a bunch of thumbnails, and so that people who don't like resellers can watch and enjoy the whole thing, guys. The whole. So I need to next time do it on slow motion. Last one I did on the fast mode, like I did fast one. But this time, guys, I will do slow motion just for their enjoyment, so they can actually enjoy it finally. Because last time they were kind of probably upset about this. So I will do it in a slow motion, and this way they can view. The more time for them to view it and watch it, and it's gonna be very enjoyable for those people. Now back to other things, guys, that are very interesting. You know, this kind of life, doing those lives now that I will be doing, it's actually good. You don't just sit and do it through your chair and computer. You can go and enjoy, the areas, the forest. We're gonna go into stores like I used to do 15 years ago. We're gonna do all those things, guys. We're gonna not gonna stop. It's difficult, guys, to stop. It's like addiction. Sometimes you get addicted to certain things, and you have to keep going. And I don't really need an audience, guys. So I really appreciate people who rewatched my last live. Don't forget, guys, if you rewatch, at least watch it entirely so I can get watch hours. It's very important part of doing, YouTube, as you learned from different videos and content creators throughout YouTube history. But for me, it's enjoyment of talking to someone. Even though there is nobody, like animals even listen to me here. And insects and birds, they all pay attention. People who walk by, wave at me, and always say hi. That's very important instead of audience. I don't need an audience. I need you know to express my viewpoints, yes, of just not just reselling of religion, culture, sports. I like a lot of stuff. It's like my things that very important for me. Things that I always like to talk about. You know, but cardio, guys. Let me stress. I cannot stress it enough, guys. Cardio is very important. Believe me, it's one of the most important things that you can do. Eating properly, also, guys. Do not eat this junk food. Try to eat a little bit, each day of things that are healthy. No, do not drink sugary drinks. Drink water. That's very important, guys. And then, of course, you even yourself gonna feel better, because the older you get, guys, all this freaking bad food stays in your body, guys. Clogs your arteries, and that's why, guys, it's important to do those things. And today, guys, I didn't list much again. Of course, it was once again something that I could have done. Of course, list more, but I didn't. But I know that I'm listing until 4 in the morning, so it's not a big concern for me. But that's my type of business, guys. So doesn't matter what some people say. You're burning yourself out. You're doing it wrong. Fuck that shit, guys. Don't listen to the crap. Do what makes you happy, guys. If you need to list at night, list at night. If you don't want to list while you're pooping, list while you're pooping or peeing. If you want to list while you're eating, list while you're eating. Do for each person, guys, individually. Do what makes you really happy. Because if you're gonna be not happy, it's gonna create a big problem, guys. Within your mental state. See, that's why, guys, a lot of people. Do you think you know all the people? Of course you don't. Each person has their own struggles with everything sometimes, and people tend to judge you by not knowing you. That's what make it more ridiculous. And those people deserve to be, of course, talked about. And a lot of people, someone told me in the past that people should care about their own things and also thinking about someone else in a way where they don't know the struggles of each individual person. So, as a whole, if people, of course, do certain things that are on videos, as they talk about certain bad stuff and not really stuff that is truthful, that is something different. But at the same time, also think about it, like for a moment. They will still, do that kind of stuff because do you think they care about critics, or do you think they care about not trying to do something different? Of course, in the back of their minds, they may care about it, but at the same time, they're trying to make money, guys. What's most important part of this country is people who have ability to get a lot of like followers by something they say, but those followers in reality, they don't really, how do I say it? They don't really follow them because of certain things they said. There are people who follows the people that like those people. I think maybe someone didn't understand, but let me repeat it. It's like, say you're watching soccer, World Cup soccer, and you're big, say like you're big fan of one of the soccer players, right? And you've been following the soccer player for years. So in reality, if that soccer player will say something that maybe bad or something questionable, those followers will still like you because see that's the problem with the society. Society doesn't debate sometimes people like individuals based on their manners, based on their profile, or like say based on their behavior in a better way. People, more people, by the way, like people who are kind and people who are not aggressive, people who are down to earth, and people who don't curse, people who seem to be on a screen, right? On a screen only, because you're not living with them. So you don't know how they are when the camera is off. So think about it for a moment. So they kind of look at them like you're looking at the movie, right? Like you're looking at that actor from Hollywood, or the athlete from your favorite team. But then, do you think the people, they think some of them are like they become fans, right? So when they become fans, They just love that person so much they're gonna be able to not to look with their like righteous mind into how they do things concerning what that person is about. So that's why, guys, this is how world works. But in my case, I never was. That's a good thing. I never was a fan of of anyone, and that makes me kind of also having unique perspective on things because when I pay attention to certain behaviors of people, uh, even when certain content creators like will do their lives or videos, and you can tell like how people react to those videos. Of course, there'll be people who will say bad stuff, but it's more. I mean, it's rare. I mean, it's less compared to people who love it. Also comes together with comments, right? Comments and comments come on like different forms. Comments come on different social media platforms. So people like to leave comments here a lot. They love it. Like I don't actually. I will very selectively leave comment on something that I think interests me at that particular time, but not all the time at all and rare. Even people who I don't like, I will not go, into their freaking comment section and start to curse at them and, you know, putting crap on them because it's not normal, guys, because it's considered to be you're not a man if you're doing that. It's the only time which makes you a man in this case because the guys actually women can act differently but also it depends but guys who are grown if you go into someone's comment section for example and start bitching cursing if you're like not with a joking manner not with a joking but if you like seriously saying bad shit it doesn't make you a man you're not gonna do that kind of shit most likely if you see that person face to face because that's how it always works guys because people and there are many people like that unfortunately that do that but for some content creators out there they reflect on this right so they will put that kind of stuff out like bad stuff so everyone sees bad stuff to kind of put that out and people will respond to that also in a joking manner right so that it kind of it's like entertaining type of thing but it's very important guys to always remember there is going to be no role models they're not supposed to be the role models that you actually have are your parents that's your mother and your father those are supposed to be not of course everyone will disagree and say no not in my case or whatever but it depends right those are supposed to be role models you know who should you listen to at a certain amount of time very close people and that's what's important guys that's why this particular situation with fans role models on social media it's all kind of uh, blown out of proportions but people do that they even pay up people will pay up for buying something from someone who they like non-stop like even if they don't have any it's like freaking drug addiction like oh I need to go buy something and overpay for something right of course it's their business right nobody says it but that's kind of a problem nowadays when people complain that they cannot freaking pay for gas because the gas is so expensive or food is so expensive and then they go to someone's sale or whatever platform and overpay for something because they like that person so think about it for a moment who are you helping are you helping that person by doing that because you love them so much or are you helping yourself if you don't have any fucking money or your family so think about that for a moment like what is your choice people will have a choice right and people choose because they're adults they can choose whatever they want to do with their money right so that's very important also and of course it's never talked about because you have to keep certain things under because a lot of people afraid to lose subscribers or afraid to be put down in a negative type of image because they are trying to hold on to what brings them money, because that's important, because if they try to change their image all of a sudden from what they originally started with, people will not understand. And in this country, unfortunately, people are very fair weathered. Fair weathered meaning like they don't think um, that certain actions are not necessary. You know what actions are not necessary that you don't need to do? You don't need to notify someone that you're unsubscribing from them. That's the most stupidest thing I've seen in my life. And it's not like put someone down or anything, but I've had it happen to me recently on one of my comments from one of the videos about what's her name? The sexy chick, Sandra Michaels, yeah, the stripper. Someone came into my comments and said, "Oh well, we don't like you anymore." I don't know. They said it's a lot of drama around subscribing. Who the fuck cares? Go and subscribe quietly. What are you announcing? Are you going to the fucking place everywhere where a lot of people announcing you want to take a dump? What kind of a person? I just don't get it, guys. It's me. It's stupid. It doesn't need to be like said. If you want to unsubscribe or subscribe, don't announce it. It's not necessary. It's the stupidest, childish thing I've ever seen, and I've seen it many times in lives and chats. It's so stupid. That's why a lot of people here in Fairweather, they don't understand what the heck they're talking about. Like in terms of, so what, unsubscribe, or so what, subscribe. So what does it make? Does it make a fucking difference if you do or not? I mean, it's just it's ridiculous sometimes, guys. I'm thinking about certain stupid things that people do here. It's just very, very stupid, in my opinion. People do that all the time, and people will not like some kind of thing, something you said. You're too dirty. You're too vulgar. Who the fuck cares? How long is the life? You never know when each of us will go. So you're gonna fucking always be like, oh, okay, I'm nice. I'm so nice. And then you're gonna regret something, eventually, because you would have wanna do something and didn't do it because you were thinking, like, that's how I am. And don't hold your, don't ever hold anything inside. Don't hold it. You can hold certain secrets. You can hold certain things inside, of course, and share it with very close people. But if there's like the most stupidest things I've seen that people do here is that kind of stuff. Is that very unusual? Another point that I want to make recently, of course, there is a person who says nobody names names, and that person is Pegasus Lounge, guys. I cannot call him professor anymore, guys. It's whatever. He. The thing about it is, um, I think that he has the right also to make content and, of course, criticize people because that's what YouTube is all about. And I think, is a uniqueness that probably happened with him, and that I was really angry originally at him because, and I will say it again, he's narcissistic. He can get angry at me, make a video. He cannot call me narcissistic, right, Pegasus Lounge? Because I actually care about people. But and I would not, put down person because of, and he will say, I'm not putting people down, I know, whatever. That's all like theatrical. But we're gonna do it with humor now. All those videos that I will see the thumbnails for, because I don't actually now want to be like upset about anything anymore because it's not, needed. He does his channel in a way where, like other content creators, trying to make money. So he trying to make his money on it, even though he said that he doesn't make much, which is whatever. We don't make anything at all. I'm not even monetized. So it's like, people sometimes will do different types of content videos. And at one point of time, it's going to come down to, of course, people not really caring much. That's what I said, I think, in one of my videos, is that people don't really care about what he says unless that person is actually his follower or people who like him. They will actually be in agreement by a lot with him. And, that's normal for those people to leave comments and argue together. It's another stupid thing, I think, in this country, is that people argue inside of comment section. I mean, someone will probably not get me, like, will say, why? It's just, see, that's the thing about it. It's kind of interesting how people interact about certain things. And I've noticed, that's why I don't leave comments at all. Very rarely on some videos I leave comments, but very rarely on anyone who I don't like. And actually, I think I never did. So it's kind of interesting because people try to, create even YouTube profiles, which is funny. That it's possible to do. It's like, back in the day when we were all kids, it was fun thing to do, to create profiles on Facebook, on Instagram, and stuff like that. But I mean, the points about there are, of course, points that are made by a lot of content creators that can be truthful, but that's nothing to take away from, because we can all, as content creators, talk about different things and opinions are different. So what I decided, guys, opinions gonna be different, and that's fine. I mean, it's not something that should be really taken with some kind of rage or anything. It's just my opinion about Pegasus Launch will be that he's a narcissist, and I will not change my opinion, because even if he will say I do provide, help for people, he seems to be only like doing it because of what he's trying to achieve on his channel. And he will say something like that also possibly about me, and say like, oh well, he's also saying stuff and not achieving anything, right? Because nobody's watching my channel, which is fine. And I'm not, saying it's bad or anything, because and with my being stubbornness, I will keep doing that with the videos and lives and eventually possibly podcast in the future that I'm planning. It's just, I think that sometimes things, critics are always going to be there. I think it's in all the different categories of YouTube, can be any type of stuff. Critics are needed, guys. Critics are needed. Our opinions about critics. By the way, Pegasus Launch, see, I'm calling your name. I'm not afraid, or I will not afraid. Like he said in one of his videos, everyone is talking about someone and not calling their name. Well, I'm calling your name here again, because you know how I am. I don't. I'm not really afraid of reputation. Reputation. I'm living in the forest, Professor. What kind of reputation? You think animals care about my reputation? All the, you know, raccoons and beavers. They don't give a shit. They love me. But yeah, guys, and of course, the topic of silent tape, guys. I think silent tape, business wise, it's a very good idea. I'm not, poking fun is different. I'm gonna do that also eventually. I mean, again, it's just my view of certain things, like Josh Galt, uh, who does his lives, which is fine. You know, it's a freedom. It's a freedom of doing content, guys. That's what we need. A freedom of constantly talk about things. But yeah, to Professor Pegasus Launch, actually, I will say why people don't call your name all the time. Because don't want to ruin their reputation. That's why they don't want to deal with you. Because they know what will happen. They know in advance that you're gonna make a video about them, most likely, eventually, or mention them. That's why they don't need that kind of baggage, because it's not necessary. That's why it's this magical world of YouTube is always filled with people who try to do certain things and then they back out because they're afraid for their reputation. Reputation means everything. You can tell it on your next video. Make a video about reputation. How reputable? How of a reseller are you? Are you a reputable reseller? Can people listen to you? But in reality, guys, that's okay, guys. Each person individually who can create content has the right to do content. There is no prohibitions unless you bring some kind of illegal substance to your life. So freedom of speech, guys, in this country. Nobody outlawed freedom of speech. We all can talk about different things, right? In a manner which is very important. Sometimes it's necessary, guys, because people will listen. You know what I always said? What creates more views for everything? Drama. Drama will always create views. And for some reason, it's like inside of mentally, it's inside of each person when they do like content, right? They do videos or live podcasts. Like, what kind of thing may bring a lot of people viewing or people who are lurking? Of course, it's gonna be drama. But see, with me, I don't do it anymore. I don't go lurk. And I watch it later on if I want to watch certain videos or lives or podcasts. So I don't lurk. I consider to be lurking to be a weakness. That's me, guys. It's my opinion. I think lurking is like you coming, for example, to someone's party and you're not invited. Actually, you all are invited, but you don't want to come in, and you're like looking through the curtain. You're like, oh look, I'm picking. That's kind of I think how I think about it. I mean, it's of course always something to think about it, but people have the right to do whatever they want to do, right? In those cases, they want to do, they want to lurk, they want to participate. I think participation in lives to help out people that are truthfully really good people. And I'll mention some lives which I respect a lot. I respect Silver Hair Stacker Todd a lot. Tom, Queen City Picker, older generation, with people in their lives who are very, very polite and knowledgeable. And I respect people of that generation because those people are unique now. That generation will go by, and then next generation will be my generation. Well, I will say, whoever in there probably, well, it's gonna be mine because I'm close to 50. So, see, that's why, guys, you have to always think about that. What generation is coming next? And the generation that's coming next is my generation of Gen X. Gen X, guys, the last generation of, I think, people who don't really want to deal with robots, AI. We're actually manually, like me. I don't want to deal with this shit. I like to use, of course, Chat GPT and stuff, but in reality, I don't like this kind of stuff. Like inside of me, I was kind of leaning towards manual type of stuff all the time because I like to work, grind, and hustle. I don't like to be like, using like AI listers. It's me, guys. And nothing against any of you who uses and talks about that nonstop, like Josh Galt every day about list teaser. I don't have anything against Josh Galt. I think he's a good business person. I would actually, if I had the opportunity to work with Josh, eventually, if he hires me, to just do shipping. Of course, Josh will have to pay me a little bit more that I'm making now. So, Josh, think about it, man. If you're gonna watch, I want at least like 150,000 to start. So like, if you cannot afford, man, forget about it, Josh. But I'll take, of course, a little bit more if you're gonna want to pay more. You know, I know you got money, Josh. I know you want trying to buy a plane. So think about it, Josh. About missed opportunities, like So, but anyway, so that's why it's important, guys, to always mention this kind of stuff because business-wise, there are certain ways, proper ways of doing business. I agree with that. If someone does it their own way, it's absolutely normal. Which is a lot of people. There are many more people, guys. There are many more people that you don't realize how many people are doing. How many people are doing, you know, their business models the way they've been doing it for years, and really not caring about any of that bullshit on YouTube. And they're very happy about it. They, have their own situation. Like everyone's situation is different. People should not, do certain things when they watch someone's content that's funny. When someone watches someone's content and sees like, oh wow, that person, they got like this big, like whatever, big shed. Oh wow, this is so cool. I want to do the same thing. That's called not thinking straight, because that's what brings me back to the topic of fans, of people who watch channels, and it's just so funny, guys. Sometimes I'll watch something like this, like and on a video, and I will start laughing because of comments. The comments, which makes like a comedy, brings my comedy to life because people don't think right with their heads. I mean, straight with their head because they don't know how much money that person makes. God damn it, you don't know that. They're not gonna show you their bank account. They're not gonna take you. It's all. It's sometimes it seems like they've just watched some kind of TV series and you know believe in everything they see. Like, oh, if that person was able, if that person did this, then I love this. Let me do that too. Of course, there are people who can do it. Many people who have money. There are people who are rich, very rich. They just don't tend. They don't want to be resellers, for example. They can invest. I know people here who want to invest into different businesses. That's what type of people you need to find. But if you don't have money on your own, you may know someone, for example, right, who you want to ask to invest into something. I don't think that it's gonna be kind of comedic if you ask a person to invest into reselling business of certain items like $5 items, $3. I don't think that person who has money to invest will be very interested in this proposal. They're like, okay, so how much money are we gonna make in the long run? And you will say, well, who talks about the money? We're not gonna make any money. But that's actually a truthful situation, guys. Think about it. Like people with a lot of money, of course, they're considered to be cheap also, in a way, because it's kind of right mentality, right? So they will say like, well, I have a lot of money. Look at all the millionaires. They're not there to run and give you money like to invest. Of course not. They'll invest themselves into their own business, and they will keep doing certain things, because it's how it is, guys. It's like they think about it. That's how they think about it. Like even if it's their family money, right? If they have a rich family in the past and it came from generational wealth, they think about it. I earned all this money. I made it was so hard. Even from generational wealth, sometimes it's not really like that because they get many money passed on. But if they really work hard and made good money, they're not gonna be like so willing to invest into like someone say, oh well, You're gonna come out. I need to build a shed. Can you invest, please? I don't think they will be very interested, unless there are gonna be possible returns of millions of dollars in the future from your proposed business plan, right? Not gonna invest into stuff that you buy at freaking garage sales or anywhere you source. They're like, man, what the hell are you talking about? Who wanna invest in that kind of crap? You know, go find, go ask eBay to lend you some money or borrow money from eBay to invest into your great reselling business. That's how it is, guys. That's how world evolves. But the good thing I am telling you, the silver hair stacker is great. Tom, um, Queen City Picker is great. Bearded Picker Scott is very good dude. Very truthful, not afraid to speak out. I always, when back in the day, guys, when I was actually in life, about 10,000 years ago, I can tell how people are, how they respond, how they have feelings, how they have soul, and they will talk about with a manner where they actually care and, get angry and stuff like that and curse, which is normal type of human behavior when humans, have stress and or want to express their feelings. That's why I'm saying do not hold off, do not hold yourself back. If you want to express something, express it. And we'll mention some other ones, guys. We'll mention lives. I actually I enjoyed lives in the past. Was participating a lot. Sorry for everyone that I'm not. It's just my stress level right now is very uniquely bad, as it was in the previous years. It's even worse. So I cannot concentrate anymore on anything normally. That's why, guys, it's very important to stay in some sort of sanity sometimes. But eventually, guys, I'll come back. Eventually, I'll be able to maybe. I'm not really stressed because the stress gives me very bad anxiety, and then sometimes I'll have panic attacks. Very dangerous stuff, guys. One time I was driving from the bins and I was very stressed, and I had almost had a panic attack while driving. It's very dangerous, guys. You may almost lost consciousness, and it happened to me before. I lost consciousness one time from panic attack, really bad one. And what happens is your brain shuts off. So like you're kind of your brain shuts off to prevent something pretty much. So it just shuts down, and you kind of not fall asleep, but you kind of. It's like when I was in a bad car accident one time when my car overturned on the roof on the freeway. It was in the winter, and I was driving. I think I was driving from Maryland to Pennsylvania, and it was like black ice, and I it was on the freeway, and the car overturned like all of a sudden in a second. Like the good thing, me and my friend, we had our seat buckles on. What are they called? Not seat buckles, seats. No, what are they called? The fucking those. I forget. Man, I forget what they're called. Guys, I apologize. So we had them on. The good thing, we had them on because the car overturned at least ended up on the roof of the car. Like the roof, we were upside down. Seat belts. Sorry, guys. It's just completely seat belts. It's seat belts on. And without seat belts, we would probably be out, like gone, because of how damaged the car was after we got out and the ambulances came and we passed like blacked out. I remember clearly how it was, and I blacked out so bad that there was a ambulance employee, like people who were stopping by on the freeway. They broke the glass to drag us out from seatbelt because they were thinking car will explode. and all the shattered glass, and the car was upside down. When I woke up all of a sudden, like opened my eyes, I was like, I didn't know what position. That's why people try to cut off the seatbelt, and thank God for those people who ran from a freeway. They were running, and then there was fire trucks and ambulances, and they took us. I went to one of the hospitals in uh, Pennsylvania, and my friend, I don't know, they took him also, but a different one. I don't remember, because he had more injuries. I had cuts all over the place. Had cuts on my arms, cuts on chest, and I was after that, guys. It was very very stressful to drive. But I remember I was getting back to driving. It was very difficult, especially in the winter. It was like, you get those flashbacks. I was getting flashbacks, guys, of this happening. And after that, guys, you get close to God. But that's how it is, guys. So always be thankful for everything in this life. Whatever happens, happens, guys. So, but yeah, so it's very interesting talk today with everyone who is not here. Animals, actually, guys, who are here listened to everything I said today, guys. It was very educational type of stuff for them. They got educated finally about everything happening in their life. So, guys, yeah, go subscribe to your favorite live content creators, livers. Yeah, see, I almost drank the entire Gatorade. See, guys, I walk sometimes for hours. Sometimes come in the morning. I also walk here for like 2.5, 3 hours. Sometimes I will jog, and today I didn't want to because I'm just not feeling right today for some reason to jog. Um, so, but other days I will come out, do some walking, and jog in the forest, and sometimes I will bring my bike into here, my bicycle, and ride it in the forest. So it's very good, guys. It helps, to continue with reselling later in the day, guys. Today, then I'm, feel fresh. Look at this puddle of rain. You feel refreshed, guys. Refreshed with your ability to continue with reselling, guys. It's very important. See, I don't like talking about orders. What's sold. Sometimes, I will mention something about something interesting, but rarely, because I think it's not necessary. I don't think it's necessary thing. For people who create their own content and do that kind of stuff, that's fine. For me, it's not really, unless I wanna really mention something like this, I'll do it. But I never like to mention what's sold or what like not sold. Sometimes I'll post a video on Facebook, actually, on Facebook page about stuff that I find, but uh, it's like something that I don't feel still is necessary. Even though, guys, sometimes you get views, from that kind of stuff. So if you talk about reselling, more about reselling, there are people who like it a lot, and they will listen and hit the like button, follow you maybe. And it's kind of interesting that this is like something that always interests people, right? Like after like so many different content creators have done like 10 million videos about this kind of stuff. it interests still people to view this kind of content and enjoy it, right? For me personally, I don't enjoy this kind of stuff. I like to watch videos, but for me personally, I like travel videos. I like food videos and like food content creators, like something like this. It's kind of interesting. A lot of Russian channels. Actually, there are so many Russian content. There are actually, interestingly enough, I found recently, like within the last couple months, there are so many Russian-speaking content creators now also that do reselling. That they do it in Russian only, um, which is actually some are good channels. I'll actually in my next cardio live will mention it, guys, because I forgot the names, but they're all in Russian, so most likely you're not gonna subscribe anyway. It's just interesting. I'll watch that actually. I know a couple that are in Florida. There's a woman in Florida that does Goodwill Beans and she does thrift stores, and her channel is entirely in Russian. Was actually she gets a lot of views, Russian-speaking people who watch it actually from probably here and also from other Russian-speaking countries. But yeah, she gets like 3,000 views, 2,000 views, 4,000 views. That's not bad, guys. Yeah, for you know, usually women get more views, guys, than guys. I think that's kind of safe to say. I think that's kind of unless of course you're a big time, celebrity, then you'll get a lot. Even the guy gets a lot of views. But guys, wasn't usually I can tell you guys, it's kind of interesting. Sometimes it's interesting to see how like people will of course watch female content creators more, I think, um, than men. That's kind of my maybe I'm wrong, guys, but I think that it's possible if we're gonna calculate, if we're gonna do statistical, guys, research, we can find that out. I think you can actually most likely do that. And I just thought about it recently, like how many content creators, like male content creators compared to female, which is very interesting approach to statistical research. Statistical research, guys. So anyway, everyone who is not watched, which is actually good. I had someone stop by lunch. Oh, Craig. Craig actually is a good, big supporter. Craig, thank you for stopping by, man. I know that you don't want to listen to this crap, but thanks for stopping by, man. I know that it's difficult type of thing to watch or even rewatch for that effect, but thank you for attending this session. We're gonna repeat it again, guys. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna walk and talk, express our thoughts about subjects. Silent tape, of course, is a very important part right now of reselling. Silent tape, guys, is gonna be a talk for next couple of years, along with fees and USPS rates and sell-through rate and inventory management and other things, guys. Of course, sometimes I'm thinking about it. It's so funny. This kind of stuff always comes up on different videos, and it's the same exact. It's like you put like a record on repeat, and then I can talk about this too non-stop, and we can all do the same thing. Can all do the same thing, guys. See, guys, it's impossible. I want to see someone try to beat this record. With no one watching, I was able to talk for all over an hour, guys. Try to beat that, guys. Everyone's like, no, we don't want to repeat that. That's kind of not good. We just want to, do reselling stuff and don't waste our time on this kind of boring stuff. So we're not gonna we're not gonna do that. That's why I said, guys, I'm unique. I can do cardio, talk, and walk. It helps, guys, express my feelings about everything. And I guess that's kind of the way I roll. So next, most likely we'll do it tomorrow again, guys. We're gonna come back with a vengeance and talk about some other things similar to today, guys. We're gonna take, I don't know which trail to take, with more animals or less. But today is very peaceful. There are not so many people, so we could have discussed more stuff. So appreciate everyone who stopped by. Which is actually only Craig. Craig, thanks, man, for stopping by. And I'll see you guys tomorrow from the beautiful, magical, hidden forest in the heart of Neverland.